Alright, let's look at another Hess law problem. And what we're dealing with is this one. And the first thing we want to do is look at the reaction and see if we've got everything on the correct side. So we'll look at the HCl first. You can see the HCl only appears in one equation, that's this one. And you can see that it is on the correct side. The F2 looks like it's on the correct side as well. It appears in only one equation. So I've already figured out that I cannot flip equations 1 or equations 2. The HF and the Cl2 look like they're on the correct side as well. This one here we're not sure of yet, but one thing we can notice is that if we know we can't flip these two, and we can see that we know we need to get rid of the H2O, the H2 and the half O2 because they don't appear in this equation. So that tells me I'm going to have to flip equation 3. So I'm going to have to leave equations 1 and 2 the same, but flip equation 3. Let's look at the coefficients. I see I've got 4 HCl here and 2 HCl here. That tells me I'm going to have to divide this reaction by 2 to make the coefficients right. And here I've got 2 HF and only 1 HF, and that tells me I'm going to have to multiply this second reaction. Alright, so now I can go ahead and do what I wanted to do. And the first one I know I'm going to multiply, and I'll just sort of make these numbered. So I'll multiply reaction 1 by 1/2, which is the same as dividing it by 2. And that's going to be 2 HCl plus 1/2 O2 gives H2O plus Cl2. And because I'm dividing by 2 essentially, I'm going to make this negative 74.2 on the delta H. Delta H here, units kilojoules per mole. And on the second one, I'm going to multiply that one by 2. And that's going to be H2 plus F2 gives 2HF. And my delta H now will be minus 1200.0. Just a note about significant figures here. If I'm multiplying a reaction by 2, that's a counting number, and that's really like saying minus 600.0 plus minus 600.0. So I can see that I'm going to have 1 decimal place, 1 decimal place. I'll end up with 1 decimal place over here as well. And in the third one, I'm going to flip the reaction 3. Remember, the justification for that was to make sure everything cancels at the end. So that'll be H2O gives H2 plus half O2 and we end up flipping the sign of that. That'll be plus 285.8. Now, I want you to notice here I haven't included the states of anything down here, but I can get away with that because there's no element or compound up here that appears in more than one state, so I'm pretty safe to do that. Alright, so now I can go ahead and add these together. You can see that the H2O and the H2O will cancel, the H2 will cancel, and the half O2 and the half O2 will cancel. So there's the justification for why I had to flip reaction 3. It gets rid of all of those things there. I didn't have to multiply reaction 3 because everything had the right coefficient. Now what I'm left with would be the 2 HCl plus the F2 gives 2 HF plus Cl2, and the final answer there would be negative 988.4 once we add everything together. Alright.